This is part of International Conversion Rate Optimization Day. During this webinar, we are going to get new ideas and fresh ideas about how to generate more leads with the current traffic. The International Conversion Rate Optimization Day is being organized by Unbounce, and there are 32 sessions with 54 speakers from 40 companies. Feel free to tweet about it. You have this hashtag CRO Day. Let's meet the speakers for today. I'm Valentin Radu. I'm the CEO of Marketizator, the 3-in-1 conversion suite. We have free tools under the same roof. We have A/B testing, web personalization, and behavior insight surveys whom you can use in order to convert more. And here I have also Laura. You can say a few things about you.
Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. Thank you for attending our webinar today. I hope you can read me well because I have entered just a couple of minutes ago. If you're experiencing technical problems, please feel free to use your webinar console on the right hand of the screen and just let us know through a message and we'll try our best to solve it quickly. Okay, about myself a little bit. My name is Laura Moise. I'm the marketing and PR manager of 123 Contact Form, which you may know of as being the online form and survey builder. It's really your anything that pertains to web form creation and management of data. You can integrate forms with all kinds of systems, create forms for WordPress, for Joomla, for Facebook, for your email campaigns, and practically any platform that you may think of. And as a bonus, we also offer integration with Unbounce.
Mai multe lead-uri pe site generează.
Okay. Thank you for attending today. And just as a quick tour of your webinar console, you can see in the right part of the screen that you have the means to address questions to the staff. We will have 10 minutes of answering those questions in the end of the session. And should we not be able to answer everybody's question, don't worry, we will follow up with you tomorrow by email. And last but not least, one phrase that gets mentioned almost all the time in webinars, don't worry about taking notes. Okay, this webinar is being recorded and you're going to receive everything by email tomorrow or the next week. Okay, now let's delve into our topic for today. In this webinar, as you can see, you will learn a couple of things to make your life as a conversion marketer a bit easier. First of all, we will speak about our main topic of concern for Serial Day, A/B testing. And we will try to treat it in a different viewpoint than maybe what you have been used with before. We will tell you why we've noticed that A/B testing alone is just a starting point of optimizing your web pages for success. And as a second topic, we will try to focus better upon the web forms and their powers to boost your conversion rates. Of course, when facing traffic of various kinds, you will have you will encounter various personas of visitors, each with their own objections. And in order to address those objections, you will need a few techniques, which we will try to reveal the following point. And of course, because we knew that you will need something to go home with, we will give you an A to Z guide for the new lead generation strategies that we here apply and that we advise for everybody too. Hey, look, we are so popular. The tweet deck is feeding us our webinar status and interaction from Twitter. And that's nice, Valentin. Okay, and the last but not least, the fifth point in our to-do list for today is giving you a recipe to create your own way of increasing your lead count. Okay, so let's see.
Okay, so let's get started.
Valentin, you have the stage.
Sure. So the problem, guys, is that nowadays more than 95% of the visitors are not being converted. So that means we have a bucket filled with holes. So in order to be able to do so, to increase your conversion rate, you need to take actions. Uh, we know that businesses, although they are making some actions, are not satisfied. So according to e-consultancy, only 22% of these businesses are satisfied with their conversion rate. That means that 1 out of 5 is unsatisfied. And in order to find what makes them unsatisfied, let's play a little. Because as you remember, since you were a kid, you can learn by playing. And we propose you to play a little with ourselves right now. So we have this video, and during this video, you'll be able to count some balls. So please do so. Yeah, we have some ads as well from YouTube.
Pay attention. This is a test. Count all 27 footballs. It's not easy, but the funny thing is, you didn't need to count any.
Yeah, the funny thing is that you didn't need to count them. Yeah, so there on the table score you could see that there are actually 27 footballs. And if you wondered why haven't you saw that, then we have also the response to this. So this is the way eyes are perceiving the reality. So here we have an area which is called foveal area. So there is the place, there is the spot where you can focus and you can see things very, very clearly. Then you have the parafoveal area, which is 2 to 5 degrees, and then you have the peripheral area, which is up to 220 degrees. So the problem here is that we cannot read. Yeah, we are scanning things and we cannot see everything from a single overview. And that means the human eye can focus only on an area of about 1 to 2 degrees, corresponding to foveal area from the retina. On a laptop, that means it's around 200 to 150 pixels. So in order to get everything, you need to have more eyes than you have, but I think that's not the case. So the takeaway from here is that you can't see two things at the same time. So that's why you need to use attention grabbing techniques and to be sure that you are putting the most important thing first. What we have here, in order to play somewhere and to understand things more than we had, this is a goldfish. Yeah? And the attention span of this goldfish, maybe you have it in your aquarium, is 9 seconds. The humans in 2000, they've had an attention span of 12 seconds. But in 2013, according to this study from National Center for Biotechnology Information, it's only 8 seconds. So how come? I think that's because of technology. Yeah, that's how technology affected us. So if people are able to see only a rectangle of about 200 pixels at the same time, and they are able to stay focused only 8 seconds, that means we need to be very, very certain that our landing page is well crafted. So in order to be sure that is well crafted, we need this A/B testing methodology, which actually allows you to see how well optimized the page is and how some adjustments, some small changes could affect the conversion rate. But Laura wants to tell us more about this A/B testing.
Of course. As just a side note, we are not broadcasting from the same place. We are in two different towns, and we decided to play the good cop, bad cop roles. So Valentin is the good cop here, and I'm the bad one who comes to tell you that still A/B testing is just a part of conversion rate optimization as we know it. And it's good as a starting point, but it may not be just enough in all cases. Because as we will see in the next slide, the full objective of us marketers, why not, is to bring return on investment on all of our activities. And this return on investment is sometimes associated with other metrics than simply conversions treated as they are. Okay, so how are some conversions better for your business than others? We can go as far as make this classification. So good conversions and poorer conversions. And the question here is, A/B or multivariate testing, does it always equal better conversions and return on investment, or not really? Of course, we can view this problem from various angles. And right now I'm trying to give you a high overview. So from the business point of view, which are the best conversions that our and our managers strive for. If we can go just a bit to the previous slide, please, Valentin. Okay, can we have the previous slide? Thank you very much. Okay, so how do we define those quality conversions? First of all, we all know about the sales funnel. Well, those quality conversions that I'm thinking of and that all of you are striving for, I'm sure, they come towards the base of the funnel. So they're coming from high score leads, the ones that are prepared to receive your offer and actively seek for it. This corresponds to a strong buyer intent that makes it very less likely to cancel. So we are speaking here about visitors who are aware of your product and are very much prepared to become loyal customers. These kinds of customers translate into longer service usage and repeat buyers. Why we should focus on these conversions more likely? This is obvious, because these conversions bring the most profit. And as we can see here, it's very important for us marketers not to resort to our basic instinct of attributing our main goal towards a single dimension, as is conversions, let's say. Conversions are awesome, are the scope of our lives here, but there are things outside of the conversion parameter. And when we give reports as an overview of the business, we will try to focus on what brings money. And what brings money is a more complex landscape than just conversions. Well, we don't live in a single dimension. Our world is three-dimensional, and so is marketing. So what dimension should we take into considerations here in order to aggregate a metric narrative that is closer to the truth than simply conversion rate? Well, here, from a study conducted by Web Clinic from the marketing experiments, that you could see an aggregation of conversions versus cancellations and the value of orders. And let's go back just a bit to the other slide. Thank you. You can spot to the upper right part of the screen a triangle, which is compounded by the total revenue versus cancellations and is situated somewhere at the 40,000 line. Well, this is named the golden triangle, and this is what we should seek for. So when creating our graph of conversions versus cancellation and total revenue, there is some point where all the three meet, in a very happy marriage, and they become very profitable for our businesses. Okay, so it's very incredible how many professionals I've seen that tend to live in a box, creating by the spans of their own tasks. For instance, you may say, hey, I'm a social media marketer, so I grant that all there is to write home about are Facebook page likes. Or say, I'm an email marketer, so I'm all about open rates and CTR. Well, sadly to say, this is wrong. We need to aggregate various metrics in order to obtain a better image on our marketing, and conversion rate optimization is the starting point, but not everything that there is. Okay. Now, by far, the most accurate and profitable way for the mindset here, and you see the slide, I'm going to develop upon it just a bit. The most profitable mindset here and for the business also is in order to think in terms of buyer persona. Okay. Why is this? Because every website or every business has a public that is split in various categories. As I said before, it's not one single dimension. Okay, buyer persona types can be, for instance, you can see the most common ones of them. There are three. They are the positives, customers who come on your website and are willing to buy no matter what. They are the influenceables, who are at the middle of the funnel. So they have an intention to buy, but they also have certain objections. And last but not least, there are the negatives. They are customers or visitors, who do not have the intention to buy and will bounce after all, no matter what you do. So when you are trying to obtain conversions from them, every category of persona has their own way of addressing. With positives, what you can do is just to reduce friction and make it as easy as possible for them to convert. For instance, make the sign up button for your service very visible, very prominent, very inviting, and make it very quick for them to sign up. For influenceables, okay, just a second, we don't have the focus. Okay, thanks. For influenceables, you can do your best to address their objections, and here comes the most juicy part of what we will speak about today, how to pinpoint the objections and how to address them in an effective manner. Whereas for negatives, you can really wait and pray. I cannot say more here because the negatives to convert are people with a different intent who just bounce on your web page, but it's no reason to cry over them, because every service and business has a very big sector of influenceables where you can really work upon obtaining conversions and refining them. Okay, let's move on now, and let's think about how to create our marketing message in order to address the needs and wants of our most profitable customers. Okay, reality is that customers are very varied, as we saw in the previous slide with the three categories, and the reality is that one size does not fit all, never ever. Okay, so upon their likelihood purchase, everybody has certain orientations and certain objections. What can you do to turn odds in your favor and to make prospects buy? Well, there in the middle with the influenceables, there is a traffic zone where you can play your part best. And in order to increase conversions, you need to obtain good feedback and to address objections. Okay, how can you obtain this good feedback and to boost your conversion rates? Here is the part where forms step into the stage. We call them smart forms for a reason. They're very underrated mostly. Nobody actually likes to fill in forms or surveys. They are kind of interactions that you want to get rid of as quickly as possible in order to obtain what you're there for. For instance, to download an ebook or a white paper, or to interact with the site owner in certain manners. But for us marketers, web forms can be tools to turn conversions in our favor. First of all, the conversion pathway is most of the times through a lead generation form. So generation form is the gateway where your prospects become leads and where leads become buyers. Imagine just being able to launch a personalized interface of communication with a precise segment of your site visitors at any given time of your choice, and that without disturbing their navigation. Well, it's possible with advanced targeting that Valentin will tell about, and with lead generation forms that 123 contact form can help you with. For instance, on the previous slide, you could see one of these forms that I'm speaking about. This is an ebook download form, which we can there and give you as an example. This is taken from the 123 contact form website, and of course created with our own tool. And it's being there for users to be able to download one of our ebooks for lead generation forms. You can find its URL there if you're curious to browse through it. So this is a classical form for lead generation, and it kind of fulfills its point very well in order to bring in prospects with the best possible level of qualification. Okay, people fill these kinds of forms in order to give you their contact details in exchange for a valuable next step, for downloading a freebie, for scheduling a meeting with you, or any other action that you may think of. Filling in a survey or form is actually considered a micro-conversion in itself. It's one big staple to a solid conversion later. With tools such as 123 contact form, you can build custom lead generation forms for just about any campaign you might have, and you can have the form act as a communication center. Actually, you can establish any type of post-conversion interaction you might need. You can, for instance, use conditional logic to show or hide fields upon your visitor intent. You can set up a custom thank you message for after visitors submit the form. Then the tool can help you send email autoresponders to the people who have filled the form in with any type of marketing message that you want. And also you can have the form redirect to another web page where you need traffic to. So actually you can really include the form in your marketing ecosystem and make it an active tool in your serve. And last but not least, you can track conversions from 123 contact form web forms like this one in your Unbounce account. And bonus, you can also do A/B tests on them with Unbounce. Our fully featured integration gives you the possibility to import leads into your Unbounce account seamlessly. Okay, and moving on. There are things that you can do in order to optimize web forms as a means of conversion and to make them deliver faster and better. Of course, here, form usability is your key to success. And you can do a lot of tweaks and customizations upon your web forms in order to better match your visitors' intent. Now, here are some tips about improving your form usability that come directly from our UX and design director from 123 contact form. First of all, this is obvious. When you create your web form, start off with your goal in mind. So as any marketing tool, a web form should align to the intent that you have from visitors and should be as frictionless as possible. So try just to include the fields that you really need, not to clutter things too much, and to direct them towards conversion. And the conversion happens when the visitor hits the submit button, which magically acts as your main call to action on the form. Now here, oopsie, sorry, it seems that the slide is gone. Okay, so here You can see the image there, never submit. This is just to quote Oli Gardner from Unbounce, who had a pun on this topic. He's an active love-hater of web forms, as you can see on the Unbounce blog, and he has a very good point in not ever using the submit copy on your form button, because first of all, what it leads you to think of submission, which is a negative aspect, and second, you can really use that real estate of your form button in order to place a more convertive text. So try redeem the offer, or learn now, or download now, or anything that you might think of that fits your purpose better. Now, next, the other tip in form usability. Use open formats for your fields. So when you create your form, really do not constrain people to give you a certain type of input. It's unbelievable how many times I've encountered forms where it's demanded for a certain phone number format, for instance. Well, I'm not a US-based citizen, and in several times I needed to fake a phone number. Okay, I admit it, I faked it. Just in order to reproduce the format that was required by the web form, because otherwise I couldn't have submitted it. What's the point in that, is my question. Just use open fields, text boxes, and fields that can accept any type of input, because this way your visitors will convert faster and will abandon less. Then, of course, thinking about the form layout, you should be careful about brand aligning it and make it look and feel like your website, so to blend in as good as possible. For serving your conversions, the proper color contrast is a good point. So use contrast and colors, and create proper spacing. Leave white space in order for form elements to pop up and to be inviting for people to fill in. Don't clutter them. And last but not least, we advise you to not abandon the trust factor. Well, it's known that people are very likely to abandon form or call to action that is not sustained by a trust seal. This is especially possible when you request sensitive details about people, as their phone number or their email address, and others like this. Also, always, when you request these kinds of details, make sure that you place a link to your privacy policy, or create any other kind of trust reassurance, such as, hey, we do not sell your contact details to third parties, we never ever disclose them to anybody that you don't intend to, and really make them feel secure, and make them continue the conversion, trusting that they are on good hands. Okay, and next we have created a couple of case studies from our experience at 123 Contact Form. Kind of different cases in web form optimization. Our users who are also using Unbounce tested their web forms in terms of readability and brevity. And here's what we thought about sharing with you so far. For web form usability, readability is a crucial factor. Okay, so people need to be able to scan through your web form in order to want to submit it. Okay, I said the word, submit. Yeah, and the readability is here what influenced the conversions and the revenue actually in two cases of donation forms. The variant A is a PayPal donation form that is populated with 2 lines of text in the beginning. And the variant B, the challenger, is the same form with the same fields, just with a single line of text in the headline. Of course, the button color also differs, but this was not the object of the case study, but rather an accidental thing that occurred. It can also be an influence in conversions, but the conclusion that we can draw so far is the variant of the web form with less text is the winner. So as simple as possible is best. So use the KISS principle. Keep it simple. Never ever try to clutter web forms in order to say more, because what we really need is to direct people towards the send button. And the second factor that we find crucial in web form conversions is brevity. Well, brevity paradoxically does not always mean reassurance. You can find a lot of tips and tricks on the internet saying that okay, it's good to keep your form short, as less fields as possible, and just put it right there and wait for conversions. Well, it seems like not in all cases a shorter form is better, especially into sensitive cases such as this payment going on. It's a PayPal donation form, not to forget. A shorter form proved worse in conversions than a longer one. Why could that happen? It could happen because people seek for those trust indicators. And in a shorter form, who doesn't really tell much about the intention of the form owner, people do not feel secure and do not identify process in action. So it resulted in 30% less conversions in this case in favor of variant A, the longer form. So what conclusion can we draw? The best thing to do is actually test. Create your web forms and test them into various conditions, and really tweak anything that you can think of about them in order to match your visitor intent. Okay.
Okay, Laura, and
Valentin?
I would like to finish this part with emphasizing the importance of the moment when the visitors are want to get rid of your website, or they simply are not convinced, or you haven't managed to persuade them so that they can fill in the form. So what we've discovered is that the on-exit intent surveys with logic branching are making some miracles here. For example, you can put questions and you can define some scenarios. So what to happen when people are answering that a conversion means for them an online purchase or a lead or a subscriber. So we've been doing this with our own tool on our own website, and basically through this manner we are able to go further. So instead of letting them fly away and do remarketing and try to re-engage them otherwise, we are simply taking action in order to treat their objections right away. So basically you'll have the ability to redirect to a specific URL, or you will be able to trigger a personalized experiment on them instantly. So that's how it looks right now. You can take a look at our website. So on exit intent, you'll get this message, and what can happen is besides the insights that you are going to get about your audience, you will be able to get more leads. So basically, we've got something like 8% of our views converted into leads in this example. Furthermore, I'm going to give you a guide about lead generation. So what you'll be able to do, and what can you actually do step by step. So the first step is to get real insights about your audience. So you don't go to a doctor and give him nothing. He's going to start to put some questions on you. Hey, Laura, how do you feel? What's hurting you? Stuff like that. And that means the first step is to understand how and why the visitors are not converting. And you have three main sources in order to get real insights. First is the web analytics. Then there are the surveys, so that means qualitative data. And then is the user experience audit that you'll need an expert to do this, or you can become an expert if you cannot find or afford one. The real insights that you are going to get are based on the behavior of the motivations they have. You'll be able to understand the buyer persona that you're addressing, and of course you'll be able to optimize your landing page accordingly. The next step is to use good old Pareto principle to define your buyer persona. So what does that mean? If you don't know Pareto, it's very important because he came up with this thing about 20% of the harvest is being generated by 80% of the field, while 80% of the harvest is being generated by 20% of the field. And this applies to our social life, our work life, like 20% of our actions are generating 80% of our return and our outcome. So using the 2080 principle on buyer persona means first to define your buyer persona. So you do 2080 so that you can define your existing audience. So how they are acting. So you go to behavior, you go to the traffic sources, you go to the location, and you define which are the main segments which are converting. Then you identify the pain by using surveys. So you qualify those leads and you find out anything about them by using these on-load, on-exit, or on-scroll surveys using our tool Marketizator. After you do this, you can craft your landing page accordingly. So you can have one landing page for each buyer persona. And of course, the form management, it can be different for each of them. So after you do these things, you go to A/B testing. A/B testing is not like a project, so it's like a process. So we have to understand properly this process, because there are many people which think that, oh, I've done A/B testing last year, but A/B testing is not like it's like going to the gym. You don't go only Tuesday and in January after you've made that nice resolution about the new year. You go every time. You need to be persistent and to get things going all the time. So using A/B testing means that after you define the buyer persona, so you have the buyer persona 1, 2, and 3, and you have different landing pages for each of them so that you can treat with their pain accordingly. You can test the layout 1 versus layout 2. You can test your unique value proposition 1 versus 2, the form, and the call to action. I think these are the main things that you need to do A/B testing on, because in this manner you'll be able to identify and to keep on going, like further improving the conversion rate. And the magic with the conversion rate, that once you've achieved 7% more conversions, that stays for the next months as well. So it's like a snowball which is becoming bigger and bigger. After you are doing this thing with the content, then you can try to re-engage your visitor with on their exit intent. So that means on exit intent, you can either prepare some landing pages to re-engage their attention according to their needs or their pains. Either you can put an offer which might be personalized, or either you can survey them so that you can find their barriers, their needs, and their motivations that will make them act. So that's up to you, Laura, to go to this recipe.
Yeah, I've been at the kitchen during Valentine's speech, and I'm bringing you something hopefully very juicy here. Because everybody needs certain secrets in order to be successful. Here is our own recipe to get more leads with the traffic that you are getting on the website. How to increase that traffic, that's another question. That's pertaining to your SEO specialist and, of course, your search engine marketing of choice. But right now, this recipe is on how to get a maximum of leads on your existing traffic using simple tools that are the ones we've spoken about so far: Marketizator, 1, 2, 3 contact form, and Unbounce. Okay, so number 1, get insights. What does this mean? Well, let's say that you don't have any clues about your target public. Or maybe you have clues from last year, as Valentin said. It's also important in both cases to make sure that you have a very good grasp on what your public needs and what are their main objections. How you can assess that? Through a quick survey. We've noticed that the most effective way of running these kinds of surveys is through pop-ups that really open after some time on the website. Okay, so after the visitor has passed through certain landing pages of yours, you choose to serve them the quick pop-up survey so that they tell what and what they hope in achieving through the relationship with your website. Valentin, I'm not really reading the video here. Please excuse us. Okay, thank you. It's back again. Okay, so speaking about that pop-up survey that you can serve, it can open, as we said, after some time of visiting, and of course you can check Google Analytics for seeing the average visit duration on that web page, or the web page is visited by users after stumbling upon your survey for additional marketing juice. Okay, and next, after you have the insights about your audience, now is the best moment to make your plan. The plan is like this. So you have the three kinds of public, the positives, the influenceables, and the negatives. Now you focus on the ones that can bring the best possible outcome, which are the influenceables, and really pinpoint what a good lead generation offer can be for them. This can be anything from an ebook to a free demo with you, to a trial for your product or service, or any interaction that makes good meaning for your audience. Okay, next, after you have planned this thing, it's the time to create the means for people to access your great offer. And this is through the lead generation form that we've spoken extensively about. This is the gateway that makes it simple for visitors to access what you are giving them. With the 1, 2, 3 contact form, you can build and maintain your lead generation form, and you can push leads towards unbounce as it happens. Also, it's a good idea to set up a thank you message that approaches them friendly and confirms them that the action has been fulfilled. And if you want to engage further with them, you can also send them an autoresponder that arrives in their email inbox and reminds them further about your website. Next, point 4 in the recipe. After everything has been set up with the lead generation form, now think about your landing page as a whole. Embed your form on it and make the content of the landing page as inviting as possible in order for people to perform the conversion that you need. Okay, point 5 now. This is the moment the magic happens. Now, people are starting to interact with your landing page, and you need to be as persuasive as possible in order to attract them and keep them on your site. Now, a static landing page with a form is a great starting point, but you can actually even do more in keeping visitors engaged and you can really build. You can take the insights from your audience survey you've done at point 1 and use Marketizator in order to craft personalized interactions with their visitors funnel. You can actually customize on-load interactions, on-scroll interactions, or on-exit surveys in order to keep them engaged and most information out of the interaction at every session. Next, point 6 is the ongoing process where you really sharpen the saw, you really optimize for conversions, and you keep reiterating basically. This is what every one of us is doing. We dedicate some time and we recommend from 5 to 30 days to optimize your landing page and your form for conversion through A/B testing. From the start, you make sure that you are recording all conversions and all leads into Unbounce in order to accurately track them and to pinpoint your winning scenarios. And here is the finish line. Watch leads as they pour in. So sit back and enjoy. After you've done your homework and optimized everything, you can have a moment of bliss, which usually happens during the working day, when you see that everything is successful and the leads that you've expected are right there. And of course, then you start reiterating the process and testing everything all over. This is really the life of a conversion optimizer. This is an ongoing thing to have, and you can never optimize too much. So good luck in putting everything into place and pouring in conversions. Okay, now I will let Valentin present you a special treat for today. Valentin?
Yeah, so thank you, Laura. I was about to jump to this gift, as you've seen. Yeah. Uh, because you've been awesome, we have a gift for you. As you can see in this image as well. It's a limited time offer from us, and that means you can get 6 months free subscription for the $105 per month account. It's 30,000 visits to test. Basically, you'll be able to do surveys, to do A/B testing, and also to do web personalization on your current traffic. Also, you'll be able to get some fresh ideas from our platform. And Laura has another one as well.
Yes, there is more. 123 Contact Form would also like to award you 6 months free on our Gold subscription, which gives you access to the 123 Contact Form integration with Unbounce and helps you create all types of forms and surveys with great features and publish them on your website or on your landing page variants that you use for A/B testing. All you need to do is to sign up for Gold on 123contactform.com using the code that is shown here, and make sure that you redeem this offer today, because this is really a limited time offer. It is available especially for conversion rate optimization day, so April 9, 2015. If you're having trouble redeeming the offer and signing up with the coupons, you can reach out to me or Valentin, and we will be right there to assist you. And we're looking forward for you to explore the two tools and to let us know how they serve you in your conversion optimization scenarios. Okay, and right now, there's the moment where if there are any questions from the audience, we are welcoming them. So feel free to use the chat function of your webinar console and really raise your hand and write anything to us. Let us know what topics are interesting to you and what do you need us to develop more upon. If no questions are right now, then we can interact over email or on Twitter after the session, and you can always drop us a message and start a dialogue. We are really happy to discuss with you. We are honored that so many marketers have been joining us today, and we are looking forward to seeing all kinds of conversion optimization scenarios from you guys.
Yes, so Laura, we have some questions. We have a question about what do you mean by landing page re-engagement? So because landing page re-engagement actually means that at the moment the visitors are trying to get out of your website. So to navigate away on exit intent, you can try to address them. So we are doing this with our tool, and it works very very good. But it's up to your creative way of addressing that problem. So you can even you can define some scenarios. So you can grab their hands and say, "Hey, get this offer from us," or download this valuable and precious thing about their pain. So basically, that means landing page re-engagement. Many people are asking us if it is possible to have the record at the end of the webinar. Yeah, you will all get the record of the webinar and also the presentation deck so that you can go further. Linda is asking us if we can jump back to point 4 for just a second. We don't know which kind of which is number 4. So if you can further ask us, then maybe you'll be able to
Yeah.
give us more details about this number 4.
Yeah, and I am seeing Andre asking that if the traffic is low on the website, how much traffic do you need would be enough for A/B testing? Well, this depends on various factors. Usually, we advise following the recipe of Michael Agard, which has a brilliant method of quantifying the level of traffic that is relevant for A/B testing. And you should really check his latest blog post on the Unbounce blog, where he also shares tool where you can enter and the conversion goal that you are set for. And this tool really calculates how many days you will need in order to attain the relevant number of visitors that would help your A/B test. Okay, so I hope that this answers your question.
Yeah, I have
And
another thing
please refer to
to add here. Sorry, Laura, for interrupting you. To Andre, I have another thing to add here. If the traffic is way lower than that, you will also need to use some persuasion tools so that you can use the attention grabbing right away. So A/B testing for content is very efficient, but indeed you need enough traffic to validate some hypotheses, but you can also use these transactional forms so that you can grab people's contact and further address them. Okay, so Linda is also asking us about number 4. So we are here. Laura, if you can further explain to Laura what's here.
Of course. So, Linda, in our recipe for optimizing your lead generation, I think this is the point that you referred to earlier, launching your landing page. So after you have started to interact with your public through the initial survey and you really know what are the messages that ring their bells, it's the moment to launch the landing page where you place your lead generation form and offer the lead engagement offer that you have thought about. So that landing page will basically feature some content and the web form that will bring leads into your Unbounce account and will be the principal point of conversion for your visitors.
Okay, so we also have from Linda as well another question. So our emails don't seem to be getting us nearly as many conversions as we hope they would. Could this be a matter of too much information or being too direct and just providing product and buy now info rather than general info? Okay, so Linda, it's all about the open rate and the subject. So um, you need to focus more on the subject. I think that's the main thing to break the pattern. So in order to, as we've said, you have a few seconds to convince people to stay on the page, and on the email is pretty hard, because we have so many emails. So in order to stand out from the crowd, you need to have a very, very persuasive subject so that people are actually reading your content. And furthermore, you need to be very briefly. So in terms of emails, you don't want to put too many information there because people are doing chunking. They are jumping like kangaroos. They are not staying to to read everything we want them to read. Okay, so Laura, do you have Other questions to respond to?
Well, I'm seeing here that somebody said that when you have low traffic on the website, the best thing to do is to run qualitative measures like on-site questionnaires and session analytics. And actually, this is an excellent point that develops what you, Valentin, have said earlier before. It's the secret actually to delve into your visitors' needs and wants. You cannot rely on quantitative data, but you can always ask people directly and use open-ended field types in your forms and surveys in order to actually get accurate insights on what they're up to and what they're on your page for. Session analytics are also a very important source of data, and it's encouraged that you actually combine tracking with any of your form and survey tools that you are using. At some point, you can use a form like a landing page. So people who enter your form are perceived as unique visitors. And a Google Analytic tracking code integration on your form that you can easily do with one-to-three contact form can help you get insights on the visit duration on your form in order to spy on your visitors' traffic pattern, even if you don't have too much traffic. So there is no reason to be sad about when you are just beginning and you're not getting great amounts of traffic. You can also perform A/B testing.
Okay, so we have the last question that we are going to answer because our hour is finishing. So we have a question from Rahul. Sorry if I misspelled it. Could you please explain more about branding on lead generation form? So branding.
Okay, so Valentin, I'll take one if you'd like.
Yeah. So
Or please do.
what we've seen on analytics is that websites with a very powerful brand and with engaged visitors are having a far better conversion rate. So what you want to do on your lead gen form is to add value. So your brand should is not just a name or just a nice logo. Your brand needs value. Your brand needs the folder that the people are making in their minds about you. You know, so branding on the lead generation form means something like marketizator, the free in one conversion suite. So it's about adding value and making the link. So if nobody heard about your brand, so you need to link the brand to some value and some existing information or a pain that you are covering or something which is about the customer, not about you. So I hope that.
Yes, exactly, Valentin. And if we think about the form layout and what you can do to brand that one, actually the attendee can even think about creating a layout on their web form that reproduces the layout of their website, so that people won't sense the difference, won't feel that the web form or survey is an external element. And by this, I mean they can use their logo, they can use their color scheme on the web form, the kind of graphics that people are used to when seeing their brand mentions. And actually, this will help him also individualize the form wherever they may use it. Be it used on the website, be it used outside the website. So actually your web form for lead generation can live anywhere. And if you made sure that you've branded it well, then you're getting meaningful interactions that remind people of your product or service.
Okay, so I think, Laura, that's the end. Thank you for your time here. If you want to send us your feedback, use this form that the guys from 123 Contact Form had prepared. You'll all get the recording of this session and also the presentation deck. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget that you're awesome and that things are doable if you are consistent enough.
Thank you, everybody. See you at the next serial day next year.
Okay, bye bye, everybody.
Goodbye.